Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I want to talk about my experience returning to Warframe with the latest update, keeping in mind I am a very new player to the game, only at Mastery Rank 7, so I still have a long way to go, but this game is very overwhelming to lapsed or new players for sure in my experience, and I feel a bit lost at this point. I'm doing some missions, I'm proceeding with the storyline, but there's a lot left to be uncovered that I'm just not sure what to do with. So I want to kind of talk about that a little bit, and then towards the end I am going to give a status of my account, essentially talk about everything that I have, talk about what I should be building, and also ask for help from the community, because I'd love for Warframe players to post in the comments down below not only some resources to help newer players along so I can kind of get them all together and use them myself, but also if you are on PlayStation specifically, I love to play with more people. I'm looking to jump into the Warframe community. I have some folks that will play with me from time to time, but I found one of the downsides to being so far behind in the quests is that a lot of the matchmaking means that there's nobody jumping into those quests, so you're running solo more often than not, and that's a big frustration for me as somebody who really would prefer to play the majority of this game co-op. I understand you can't do the mastery rank upgrades as a co-op gamer, but everything else, as much as possible, I would prefer to play co-op as often as possible, and it does feel pretty empty when I'm matching into these instances and just being solo every single time. So that's one frustration that I personally have, and I know it's because I'm late, but that's why I want to try to build out a community to run some of these things and pass it on. So if somebody helps me, then I would love to help new players in kind down the road as well. The combat still feels very good from what I remember. The movement is awesome. I think I still am lacking on my builds at this point. Obviously, since I am newer, I'm not going to have all the different things that I need for the builds, but I do feel like even without that, having my pet companion running alongside me is a ton of fun. I'm really looking forward to some of the other things that they've added over the course of time, like the space battles in your ship and all that kind of stuff. There looks like there's a lot that I want to do and I want to be able to experience. I just don't really know how to get there. I'm, like I said, just going mission after mission. Currently, I am doing the Heart of Deimos quests line, and then I also have Limbo Theorem and the Duviri Paradox, so I do have a lot of different options. But one of the weird things is whenever I jump to a different planet, it feels like there's a lot of available missions, a lot of things that are blinking at me, and so that's one of the things where I don't know what the best route to go is if I want to play some of these different options and I want to get the upgrades that I'm looking for. It feels, like I said, very overwhelming, and I know there are resources out there, but I would just prefer to have specific resources, because some of the ones that I've seen so far, some of the videos, some of the guides, they feel a bit dated, and I just need something that's going to help me out in the current time frame with the latest update. So that's what I'm personally looking forward to. But again, I'm having a great time with the game. I'm really enjoying the way combat feels. I'm enjoying the mission variety that I've taken on, trying different things. I've experienced a little bit of the Duviri Paradox, which feels very different from the base game. But there are some other things that I think I just don't fully understand. Like, I haven't joined a clan or anything like that at this point. I pledged to a syndicate, but I'm not even sure what I'm doing with that. There's a lot left to be desired there. I just feel like I'm a bit lost at times. So I'm just doing missions and hoping that I'm making as much progress as possible. Whereas I really wish I could really have more of a hyper focus to get where I want to go, if that makes sense. So that's just a personal frustration of mine, but again, I think this is a game I'm going to sink a lot of teeth into. I'm going to be playing a ton going forward, especially as a Destiny gamer with the final shape delayed for so long, that I want to continue playing the game. I want to make content from the perspective of a newer player who doesn't have hundreds of hours already sunk into this game, and I feel like that would be very beneficial. As far as my account, I do have some pretty good stuff I was able to get before I stopped playing. My Warframes, I have Ash Prime, Frost Prime, Sevagoth, Trinity Prime, Volt, and then Wukong. If any of those are really good, let me know. If you have a preference on any of them, let me know and give me a bit of history on their playstyle. I'm playing Frost Prime currently, which is fun, but I don't think it's as wild and crazy as I want to get at the current point. I think I would much rather play something that's a bit more attack oriented, a little bit more DPS focus, or something like that. Something that allows me to just go a little bit crazier, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm looking forward to. If any of the current Warframes that I have would fit that, let me know. If there's a way to earn any really good ones that are pretty easy. I know it takes time because of the crafting, but let me know in the comments below because I'd love to do that. As far as the weapons go, I have a lot of them. So if any of these are really standouts, let me know. I have the Bratton, Gorgon, Grinlock, Carrick, MK1 Bratton, MK1 Paris, the MK1 Strun, the Quanta, Soma Prime. That's what I'm using the most right now. It feels really good. I do like it, but I'd love to mix and match a little bit more often to try different things. If you know me from my Destiny and other looter shooters and everything that I played, I like to do a bit of variety and change things up as often as possible. I also have the Strun, the Vectus Prime. So those are my primary weapons. Moving on to my secondaries, I have the Aklato, the Akmangus, the Furus, the Lato Lex, MK1 Furus, the Kunai, Sikaris, and yeah, that's all the ones that I have currently. I am using the Kunai to level it up because it feels interesting. But again, if there's any other ones that I feel like are going to be better, I would definitely check those out because I like the variety of it. As far as the weapons go, for melee, I have the Amphis, Cronus, Fang Prime. That's what I'm currently using. Graham, Jaw Sword, MK1 Bow, the Furax, the Plasma Sword, the Cindo Prime, and that is it. I've used the Cindo Prime as well as the Plasma Sword a lot. So those are the two main ones that I've used over the course of time. Now, as far as gameplay style, what I would prefer to be is just a tanky damage character, if that's at all possible. If there's weapons that kind of lean into that, I like things like miniguns and the like. So there's a lot of different options for me that I would like to try out. I'm not sure which ones are going to be the best, but I'm just kind of running through different ones, checking them out, seeing how they go. But it does feel like if you don't have the right upgrades for the loadout, like as far as the cards go, then the build doesn't feel all that great. And that's one of the downsides that I've experienced so far, is it just feels like I'm missing some of the better options for the upgrades, and that's why I'm not doing as much as I possibly could. So it just feels a little bit underwhelming at times. And again, I know I'm new to the game. Those upgrades will come. But if it's a way to get me to feel more powerful, I would definitely enjoy that. Other than that, I know this video was a bit different. It's something asking more from the community than providing. Normally in the future, I would like to do, whether it's guides, whether it's reactions and all that stuff, to Warframe a bit more. I want to be more invested into this game going forward. I think it's a game I will put in a lot of hours to over the course of time. I just have to get rolling, and I just haven't found the push that I needed for that. So I'm asking the Warframe community for that push, if you can help provide it to me. Anyway, my name is Jopa. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more Warframe content, if you have things to add to me, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It helps me out tremendously. Have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.